Hey, Gwen Lawrence again, gwenlawrence.com. Video diary for my vibe plate. One of the things I do with my own workout routine is I do long, deep holds. And I have an entire routine of them that I do. It's headstand, shoulder stand, back bend, forward bend, pigeon on both sides, frog, heroes, toes tucked and untucked. So instead of just throwing them out there to you, I'm going to do each one on the vibe plate so you can see my experience on it. Maybe I can give you some instant feedback, but over time, how I'm changing, how it makes me feel. Today we're going to do headstand. I'm just going to go grab my timer. So anybody that works out with me, anybody that does yoga with me knows that one of my best tools is my timer. So I like to distract my students sometimes from the sort of temptation to quit their pose by telling them a story and trying to get them back into their moment on their mat and disregarding the time, therefore. So with myself too. I'm going to do a 2-minute headstand today. I would probably do 5 minutes on my own. That's kind of boring to watch. So I'm going to go up for 2 minutes. Probably not going to talk to you, but you never know. I have a hard time not talking. So plugging it in. I never did my headstand on 30, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll have to come down if my brain feels weird. I'm going to give myself just a little bit more cushion. Okay, and set it up. I definitely have some feedback about headstanding on the vibe plate. When I'm not long, I definitely feel it through my toes now. When my center of gravity is lower. When I'm up in straight headstand, it kind of stops about chest. But I am dripping sweat already, which is so weird to me. I don't know why. I keep telling you that, but it keeps blowing my mind. I mean, I never sweat when I do 1 minute of headstand. I guess it's really stoking that fire. Okay, I definitely have a couple things to share about my experience after that. Not only my dripping sweat, which is crazy to me, with a 2-minute headstand. Doing yoga on the vibe plate, which I have come to see now, it's been a few weeks, has almost made me feel like a beginner again. I've had to really be present. It just, as you can imagine, shakes you up that much that your stability is changing, and you really have to be present, which is something as an experienced teacher sometimes you don't need to be anymore, because your body knows where to go, you know how to do the poses, you've been doing them for years and years and years, so you can disengage, but doing it on the vibe plate, you cannot. You really have to be present. It's really even hard for me to talk to you when I was in headstand. The other thing that was really cool that was the first time I ever did one. I didn't practice it ahead of time because I really wanted to be authentic for you. But the other thing that I noticed is when I'm standing and doing my yoga, even my lifts that you've seen me do, I definitely feel huge effects on my legs and lower body, but a little bit less on my upper body unless I'm in plank or maybe hands and knees forearm work. But doing a headstand on there totally flipped the script. Not only did it flip my perspective, make me be present, I felt it in my upper body like I never felt it before. Clearly I felt it in my head. It's not something that's disturbing or weird or awful or makes you feel dizzy. And I'm a person that gets dizzy just going over a bump fast, especially if I'm not driving in a car. So I thought maybe my experience on the Vibe plate would be a little bit of dizzy, nausea, but I've never had that. I can honestly 100% say I never had that. Because if I did, that ruins my whole day and I wouldn't want to even work out on it. But it's just the right amount. It's distributed, and it just affects the skin. You could feel it down to your bone. And when you're in headstand, I really felt shoulders like I never did before, just because they were my stability. They were my plug in the socket on my yoga mat. So that's my feedback for that. And that's all for today. And we'll see you next time with some more goodies that I have planned. Goodbye.